Welcome to the 2022 GTO AA Nationals in Tennessee. Let's take a walk around this large room with probably just under 100 cars. We'll start off with this 1965 Iris Mist 389 Tri-Power 4-speed black interior. Absolutely gorgeous car. Fully restored, very, very correct. An absolutely stunning car. The Iris Mist color was a 1-year only deal. It was known as Evening Orchid for some other models, but I think it fits best on the GTO. Incredibly nice car. Very valuable as well. And we have another 65. It's also a tri-power car. The car hiding under the cover is a black car with a black convertible top, another 389 tri-power car, but with a red interior. This car is absolutely stunning. The interior combination is just absolutely fantastic. Which way do we want to go in this room? Let's take a walk down here. This is the original owner section. So these people bought these cars brand new and still have them to this day. And I must say that of all the cars in the room, I think these are some of the nicest, most well-maintained cars. You got to figure if somebody bought these cars, I believe there's a 1964 all the way down the end. And I see a couple of 1970s. There's a couple 67s in here. 69. These people have been in love with these cars since day one and have maintained them incredibly well, and they're all stunning. We're just gonna take a casual stroll through here with a quick peek under the hood as well. I don't remember. I thought there was a Ram Air 4 car in here somewhere, but that's not it. That's a 400 350 horse car. We're going to go backwards here for a moment. This blue 1970, I had the opportunity to speak to this gentleman. He bought the car brand new, no power steering, no power brakes. That's the way he ordered it. He had a little bit of a drive to get to his girlfriend's house, and he wanted all the feedback from the road without any loss of translation from power steering. And that girl that he used to visit in this car has been his wife for 50 plus years. They're going to celebrate their 51st anniversary this calendar year. And she told me that not too far, about 500 feet before her street, there was an underpass, and he used to downshift to slow down while under the overpass, actually. And during the summertime when the windows were open, she would be able to hear him coming. And when he turned up her street, he got on it, and she knew he was on his way. She didn't say whether or not he was always on time or not. But he must have been, because she married him, and they're still together. Nice 69 Hideaway headlight car. This is the 64 that hides. The amount of 67 cars is incredible, even though we're not looking at one here. Taillights are different between 66, 67. Grills are different. Speaking of grills, let's take a look at a 66 grill. Black. Some people call it an egg crate. Some people just call it squares. We'll take a peek at a 67, which is just a couple cars over. A Judge convertible. And here's the 67. And let's take a look at the grille so you can see the chrome mesh design, different angles. 67 is very, very popular at this show, but also to the enthusiasts as well. Getting back to a 65, another tri-power car. When these things are set up and tuned the right way, they run hard. Here's a 1970 with a 455. I know you can't tell from the quality of the video, but this car has extremely nice paint on it. Sanded, buffed, body straight. Lines and gaps are proper. And one of the many carousel red cars. 69 Judge, non-hideaway headlights. Here's another 67. You can see the grille. While we're at it, why don't we look at taillights, because those are different as well. So there's your 67 taillights. Take a quick zip down here to this blue car. To see the 67s again, there's your quick refresher, and we'll go over here to the 66. You can see the difference. There's a lot of people that prefer the 66 taillights, but enjoy the 67 grille. And we gotta hustle along here before they lock me in the place for the night. It's an old race car. 71 convertible with an HO 455. One of 18 produced. This one has an M22 4-speed. Beautiful car. Next to it, 1 year older. It's a code 10 polar white car. And there's even some of the new generation. These were 04 to 06. Stunning color on this car. 1970 HO 455, fully restored. Got some non-factory wheels, but they look great on the car. Nice and clean under the hood. No power steering, no power brakes. Does it have power steering? It does not. No power steering, no power brakes. Here's a 68 Tempest. I believe that's 501 cubic inches. There's Kaufman aluminum heads. It's injected, MSD ignition. This thing's set up to run. Nice and bright over here. Back to a 67. There's that chrome mesh grille again. Back to a 65 with an LS swap. Looks like it came out of a newer generation GTO, like this one. These cars are becoming more and more popular in the market and quite popular at this show. You can see the size of the room. Back to 1965. And there's those 67 taillights again. Back to 1967. 69 Judge. Hideaway headlights. Spoke to this gentleman briefly. This is a replica of a car that he had when he was a kid. Sold the car, regretted it, so he bought another one and equipped it exactly like he had the other one. Another 67. There's another hideaway headlight car, convertible here. Let's see if we face the other way. Here's a plum mist 67 with red inner fender wells, which were optional. And you guessed it, another 67. And look at that, another 67. This one happens to have a Whipple supercharged LS transplant. This has got to make some power. Stunning black car, deep red interior. Aftermarket wheels, upgraded brakes. This is a midnight green 69 hideaway headlight car. Very, very well restored car. Here's a 70 Judge convertible. Very rare and incredibly well restored car. Atoll blue is the color. It was code 28. It's got dark blue interior. This is an absolutely stunning car, and those Judge stripes just absolutely pop right off the side of this car. We get back to 1965. Now Hurst wheels on it. Here's another tri-power car. Back to 67 again. 67 tri-power was no longer available. And another carousel red 69 Judge hideaway headlight car. This car happens to be from Illinois. And this one is a 72 GTO. There was a 71 convertible that we walked by before. This one is a 72. There are some differences. 72 was not available in a convertible. We're back to 1967 again. And back to 65. There's a single 4-barrel car. Back to 1969. And you guessed it, another 67. and back to 66. And here's a pair of carousel red 69s. One's a hidden headlight car and the other is not. That's the only car of that color in the place. Another 67. Another 67 in plum mist. And another 67 convertible with some aftermarket wheels. Shown the way it should be with the top down. Here's another one of the newer generations. This car happens to belong to the Susquehanna chapter president, and this car is stunning. This car is polished, leaving a deep gloss black finish without swirls. Now we're back to 1966 again, red convertible. And here's the first uncovered 1964. You can see the difference in the headlights for 64. They're horizontal, whereas 65, 6, and 7, they're vertical. This is a one-year only deal. It's a tri-power car. This car is extremely well restored. License plate. Ohio Muscle Car Automotive Restorations. Got to give them a shout out because this car is done incredibly well, front to back, top to bottom. Absolutely stunning. Scott Landis is the owner. Here's a car from Connecticut. Wonder if they drove it or trailered it. And another one of the last generations. And another. Another hideaway headlight car. We're back to 1965 again. Very bright color on this car. And a newer generation car with a ram air hood. That looks very aggressive. Has a nice color stripe up the center of the hood, and I believe it's on the trunklet as well. And this might be the last newer generation car that's in the row. Maybe there's one at the very end. Another 1970 455 car. Here's a 1970 Judge convertible. One of 162 total produced, one of 47 Ram Air 3 automatics, estimated to be that number. Factory Sierra yellow with black interior and a black top. Kevin Beal is the owner of this car. Some of you may recognize that name. He owns Ames Performance, and they are a supplier of restoration parts for Pontiacs. Very, very popular company. Absolutely love their catalog because they'll give a description of the part as far as its quality and its fit to the car, and they just tell it like it is. They're the only company that I know of that do that, and they're also very accurate. So if you're looking for something for your Pontiac, give Ames Performance a shout out. Their catalog's available online. They have great customer service. Oops, maybe I was wrong. Looks like we have a couple of the newer generation cars. This car has been heavily modified. Has a supercharger, has some aftermarket wheels. It's a 2004, which is the first year of this generation. It was modified by Arrowhead Performance. They did a bunch of upgrades on the car, mainly the supercharger. The underneath of the hood had the insulator removed and the flames have been airbrushed. Kind of matches the theme with the coil covers and the front support shield. There's a 70 Judge hardtop, 400 car. And we're back to 1965 again. A 69 Judge. Very nice car. This car may actually be for sale at some point in the future. If anyone has an interest, reach out to us here at Muscle Car Appraisal and we'll be happy to help you. And we're getting to the end of the row. Another 65 convertible tri-power car. This one has aftermarket air conditioning. And there's the last of the new generation cars. And that one just might belong to the GTO AA president. Drove the car through the rain and spent an incredible time cleaning and detailing the car, and it looks absolutely fantastic. I think that's about it. We got the back of a few cars here. Some of them have some pretty cool license plates. This is an absolutely fantastic group of owners, and everyone had a great time for the last few days. There's one of those cool license plates. And take a look at this 70 Judge again. The restoration work on this car is just fantastic. I'm not saying anything negative about the other cars that are here. There's some other cars that are absolutely incredible. I don't think we walked by this car over here. And the paint on this car is phenomenal. Sanded, buffed, polished, body straight, gaps are straight or proper. Gaps are even, I should say. Body lines line up. Panels are straight. And again, the paint sanded, buffed, polished. Very deep finish. The metallic, quite a bit of it. Don't think it's an actual factory mix because of the amount of metallic that's in the paint, but nonetheless, a great car. Another one of the last generation cars, and then a 69 and a 67. But before we go, let's take a peek at this 1966. Looks pretty subtle from back here. Take a look at the size of the exhaust. Got some nice silver paint. Why would the fuel door be up there? You have interior. We're not going to be able to see it through the glass, but it's got interior from a 2006 model year. And the entire chassis of this car has been modified. It's a 2006. Still has the unitized structure in the front, complete with ABS. And a whole bunch of other goodies. You can see the strut towers are still there. The ECM is there. Handmade, TIG welded air intake, fully painted engine bay, lots of upgrades. 2006 running gear, 2006 interior, 2006 chassis, and a 1966 body grafted onto it all. And you know, with the hood closed, you would never know what's going on with this car. This car has to be an absolute blast to drive. There's just a couple more cars over here. Obviously, that's an LS swap. There's another 70 Judge. There's a black 69. Black car, black vinyl roof, red interior. It's got to be a great combination. The seats are going to be darker than that package tray in the back. And you can see a little bit. I tell you, the reflections in these super clean windows just don't do any good for a video. There's a 69 convertible. The windows, it's got factory air conditioning. Let's take a peek at the interior because the windows are down. This interior color is called Parchment. Has a pearlescent color to it. So it's the seats and the door panels. Trim panels in the back. Black dash, black carpet, black console. White top. Stunning color combination. Red on white with a black dash. Factory air car. This car just has to be fun spring, summer, and fall. So there you have it, folks. Quick scan of the room. There's even a tiger in the place. GTOs everywhere. All generations. First, second, and third. Some absolutely incredible restorations and a whole bunch of great people. Thank you for watching. Hope you all had a good time.